Horton's world welcomes you. What if all the world's suffering could be traced to a single moment? A catastrophic decision involving one woman and a mysterious container. This is the story of Pandora's box, a legend that seeks to explain the origin of pain and chaos. The myth tells us the container, whether box or jar, held every evil imaginable, unleashed upon the world when opened. War, famine, disease, hatred, not just ideas, but living forces set free. But what if the story is incomplete? Was it ever really a box or something more symbolic? Tonight we'll journey into the myth's origins, exploring whether it's a simple tale or a warning for our future. Pandora's tale begins on Mount Olympus. Born from divine fury, Prometheus, champion of mankind, stole fire from the gods and gave it to mortals, an act Zeus saw as betrayal. Zeus's revenge was subtle. He ordered the gods to create Pandora, a woman of beauty and cunning, as a curse for humanity. With her she carried a sealed jar, the Pythos, whose contents were a mystery. Epimetheus, warned by his brother Prometheus, ignored caution and welcomed Pandora and her jar. The myth asks, was Pandora's curiosity her own flaw or Zeus's final trick? This is not just the origin of evil, but a story about free will and divine manipulation. The story begins with Prometheus's theft of fire, a gift that brought knowledge and civilization to humanity. Zeus's response was twofold. Prometheus was chained and tormented, while humanity received a subtler punishment. Zeus devised Pandora, a beautiful, irresistible temptation, a living vessel for evil. The gods collaborated, each contributing to her creation. She was designed to be welcomed, carrying with her the infamous Pythos. This jar was the mechanism for Zeus's revenge, ensuring humanity would regret the fire forever. The punishment was not just pain, but the irresistible allure of its own undoing. The gods crafted Pandora with breathtaking beauty and layered deception. Athena gave her wisdom's appearance, Aphrodite gave her irresistible charm, and Hermes gave her cunning and deceit. Pandora was the all-gifted, but her gifts were traps. She was a paradox, beauty masking chaos, programmed with fatal curiosity. Epimetheus, warned by Prometheus, was instantly captivated and welcomed her, and the sealed jar, into his home. The trap was set, the deception complete. Pandora's arrival marked the beginning of humanity's sorrows. Pandora's jar was an ordinary object, its menace hidden in plain sight. The gods gave no warning, relying on Pandora's engineered curiosity to do the rest. The silence around the jar was more provocative than any prohibition. Epimetheus, blinded by infatuation, ignored all danger. The myth warns our own natures. Curiosity, desire, thoughtlessness are often the seeds of our downfall. The jar was only the catalyst. The real tragedy lay within its keepers. Pandora's story is a timeless reflection on the dangers lurking in our own hearts. Pandora's curiosity grew unbearable as the mysterious jar called to her. One fateful day, she lifted the lid, unleashing a torrent of dark, spectral forms. Horrified, she tried to close it, but it was too late. The world was forever changed by the evils she released. When Pandora's jar broke open, sickness, hatred, and greed escaped, plagues that poisoned every part of life. War and famine followed, dismantling humanity's golden age. These evils became woven into existence, making suffering a permanent part of the human story. Pandora slammed the jar shut, trapping one last thing inside. It was not a monster, but a faintly glowing spirit, hope. Was hope a blessing, a comfort in darkness, or the cruelest part of the curse? The myth never tells us. To the ancient Greeks, Pandora's box was more than a story. It explained why life was filled with hardship. But what if Pandora's tale echoed a real fear? Cursed objects holding evil, waiting to be released. The myth endures because it taps into our primal fear that one object, once opened, could unleash disaster. Perhaps the most famous modern parallel to Pandora's box is the chilling tale of the Dybbuk box. This seemingly innocuous wine cabinet, purchased at an estate sale in 2001, is said to be haunted by a Dybbuk, a restless and malicious spirit from Jewish folklore. According to its owner, Kevin Manis, the box had belonged to a Holocaust survivor who had managed to trap the malevolent entity inside. She had warned her family never, under any circumstances, to open it. This instruction, a direct echo of the unspoken warning surrounding Pandora's Pythos, immediately frames the object as a container of forbidden, dangerous power, one that demands to be left alone. The story that unfolded after the box was opened is a catalogue of inexplicable and terrifying events. Subsequent owners reported a series of misfortunes, from horrifying nightmares and sudden illnesses to the distinct smell of jasmine flowers and cat urine. One owner developed a severe skin condition, another suffered a terrifying choking sensation, and all reported a profound sense of dread and oppressive energy surrounding the object. It was as if by opening the box they had released a blight upon their lives. A malevolent force that was now free to torment them relentlessly, much like the spites that flew from Pandora's jar to plague humanity. The parallels with the ancient Greek myth are striking and deeply unsettling. Both stories feature a sealed container that holds not treasure but malevolence. Both involve a warning, whether explicit or implied, that is ultimately ignored due to human curiosity or ignorance. And in both cases, the act of opening the container results in the release of suffering into the world of the owner. The Dybbuk box acts as a modern-day incarnation of Pandora's jar, translating an ancient mythological concept into a tangible contemporary horror story that blurs the line between folklore and alleged reality, making the ancient fear feel terrifyingly present. Whether the story of the Dybbuk box is fact or an elaborate fiction, its cultural impact is undeniable. It demonstrates that the fear of cursed containers is far from a dead superstition. It is alive and well in the 21st century, proving that our modern scientific minds are still susceptible to the ancient terror of releasing something dreadful from a sealed vessel. The box, like Pandora's original Pythos, serves as a potent symbol of the unknown and the potential consequences of tampering with things we do not understand. It is a powerful reminder that some doors and some lids are perhaps best left unopened forever. Long before Pandora, Egyptians sealed tombs with curses, warning of madness and death to trespassers. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb revived these fears, as mysterious deaths fueled tales of a pharaoh's curse. Like Pandora's box, these tombs remind us some things are sealed for a reason, and curiosity can unleash disaster. What if the story isn't about an external punishment at all? Perhaps Pandora's box held up a mirror, showing us the darkness within our hearts. Envy, greed, hatred, these are human experiences, not external forces. The myth warns us, the greatest threat is ourselves. Pandora's box isn't just about divine punishment. It's a mirror of our own choices. The myth reminds us, every day, we stand at a crossroads between wisdom and impulse. The world's suffering isn't the God's doing, but the result of our own actions. If we open the box, we can also learn to keep it closed. Hope, left behind in Pandora's box, is deeply tied to the human condition. It's the force that counters despair brought by our own knowledge. our awareness of suffering, mortality, and injustice. Yet hope is what compels us to endure, to strive, and to move forward, even in darkness. It's our light within. The myth of Pandora's box isn't just ancient history. It echoes in our labs today. Every scientific breakthrough is a new box opened, unleashing forces we barely understand. Like the atomic age, our discoveries can light up cities or destroy them. Curiosity, unchecked by wisdom, risks catastrophe. The lesson of Pandora still haunts us. The myth of Pandora is alive in artificial intelligence. We're building minds from silicon and code, gifts with the power to transform or destroy. Like Pandora, our curiosity drives us to open the box, not knowing if we'll unleash a utopia or a ghost in the machine. We now hold the power to rewrite the code of life itself, editing DNA with tools like CRISPR, the promise curing disease, ending genetic suffering. But this Pandora's box holds dangers, designer babies, new inequalities, and unknown risks. Can we wield this power wisely, or will we lose what makes us human? At the end of our journey, we stand before Pandora's box, a myth that refuses easy answers. Is it a warning, a riddle, or a mirror for our own fears? Its power lies not in answers, but in the questions it forces us to ask about ourselves and the consequences of our choices. The box endures, echoing from ancient times into our world, its meaning shaped by what we seek inside. Perhaps the most chilling conclusion is not that Pandora's box is a myth, a warning, or a forgotten truth, but that it is, in fact, all three woven into the fabric of our reality. The myth revealed a fundamental truth. The world is filled with suffering. The warning was clear. Our own actions, driven by unchecked curiosity and desire, can have devastating consequences. And the final dark reality is that the box was never a singular object. It is a recurring phenomenon. Humanity is destined to find or to create these containers of immense power and potential chaos over and over again for as long as we exist as a species. The final question then is not what was in the original box, but what is in the boxes we are opening right now. The evils that flew from Pandora's jar were ancient plagues, sickness, war, and strife. The evils that could fly from our modern boxes, runaway artificial intelligence, genetic caste systems, irreversible climate change, are plagues of our own making, born from our own unique technological age. We are the new Pandoras, standing before lids of our own creation, mesmerized by the potential power inside, often blind to the potential cost of releasing it upon an unsuspecting world and upon future generations. The story forces us to accept a difficult truth. The darkness, the chaos, the suffering, it was never just in the box, it was also in us. The box was merely the catalyst, the mirror that revealed the potential for both great creation and great destruction that resides within the human heart. Pandora did not introduce evil to humanity. She was simply the first to let it out. Every choice we make as individuals and as a civilization is another moment where we decide whether to keep the lid sealed or to pry it open, just a little wider, to see what happens next. The responsibility is, and has always been, ours. In the end, maybe we are the box. Each one of us is a container of immense potential, filled with our own hopes, fears, ambitions, and flaws. Every day we choose what to unleash into the world. Do we unleash empathy, or do we unleash hatred? Do we act with foresight, or do we succumb to impulsive desire? The myth of Pandora is not over. It is being written every single day in every choice we make. The lid is in our hands, and the final terrifying question remains, what will you choose to let out? Whether myth or fact, the legend warns, some doors are best left unopened, and the greatest unknown may lie within us. It's a puzzle box with no key, a whisper in a quiet room, reminding us of the world is stranger than it seems. As our journey ends and the candle's smoke fades, what magic will you carry forward, challenging us, repelling us, and forever inviting us to question the limits of our own will? The answer lies in understanding our capacity for darkness and light. And ask yourself, do you believe? Do you dare to explore the unknown, to confront the shadows that lurk in the dark corners of our world? We may stumble upon truths more unsettling than the shadows themselves. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the history of Pandora's box. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And consider subscribing to Horton's World Mythology for more explorations into the world's most fascinating myths and legends. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What other mythical creatures or legends would you like us to explore next? Share your ideas, and let's keep the flame burning bright. And as always, stay curious.